There are many ways we could have chosen to journey through India. But who are we kidding? No matter what we did, there was no way we could have shown the depth and breadth of all its complexity and beauty. So instead, we're seeking some insights into its future. Their future. In a few short years, India will be the youngest country on the planet. Hundreds of millions of Indians, nearly half, will be under 21. Think of it, the highest number of toddlers and preschoolers and teenagers anywhere. We trek along roads and into ordinary lives looking for extraordinary discoveries. To kitchens and classrooms nurturing bodies and minds. Inside one spiritual view here and how it will guide them. And to another article of faith, the national pastime as revered as religion. Their future is India's future. And in great measure, it's the world's future too. We're on the road in India. Finding Einstein in the village. We hitch a ride for a journey like no other. It lasts days and weeks and years through lush fields and sleepy towns, past curious onlookers and straight through the ebb and flow of ordinary life in villages all over India. The science lab on wheels parks it. And for now, our trip ends in Gobind Singh Kabas, northern India. On dirt floors with pure ambition, science class is in session. The sight is astounding. An entire village, elders first, learning what science and the Agastya Foundation can do for their children. Turnout is impressive. Everyone is all ears. As an army of educators equipped with knowledge and passion teach science to people in places that hardly ever get to experience the touch, sound, and feel of a science lab. You want me to get green?
Green. Yes, green.
The whole thing is infectious. The interest in educating these children is real, and the parents and grandparents need to be in on it, starting with this kind of community outreach. Agastya's roving science labs roam more than 600,000 kilometers a year, making it to more than 1,000 schools and towns, inspiring students in each and every one. Why science?
Essentially, science lends itself to a lot of curiosity. We identify those children with spark and give them a lot more opportunity and a lot more exposure so that they can participate in a meaningful manner.
That exposure happens mainly in India's public schools, most in need of the resources and teaching support, so they can hold science fairs like this one. Agastya sets up science labs and enhances the curriculum, sparking the imagination of many like 15-year-old Pankaj Jakar, who says he now feels as if a career in medicine is within reach.
Before, we could only read these things in books and not able to understand exactly what was happening. But now we can understand it.
The key is recruiting keen, passionate instructors who can turn students onto science.
If I am changing their mind in a positive manner, then I'm doing a great work. They work on the models, they see how it is working.
They see science in action.
Yeah. They are coming with new ideas. Their confidence is increasing.
There is an abiding belief underpinning what you see here. If impoverished children in rural India can be inspired by science, it will change their country's destiny for the better. Nourish the body, nurture the mind. Jaipur was for centuries a royal seat. Now the capital of Rajasthan state, it was home to Maharajas and their princely courts. Now take a look just beyond the clogged streets and hectic pace, and crown jewels like the Amber Fort and the Jal Mahal, the Water Palace, speak to its opulent past. But in a place once lavishly fed royal courts, feeding the masses has proven a modern-day challenge. This may look like a story about food, but it's truly about India's future.
130,000 kids every day.
With my hairnet firmly in position, the mind. Rajupati is a program director with the Akshaya Patra Foundation, a place that stirs and cooks and bakes its way into the lives of school children all over India. To do it, the foundation has partnered with the government, and kitchens like this are serving a midday meal to more than 1.4 million kids every day. The impact? The foundation's school enrollment is up more than 20%.
If one child of a family got educated and he can stand on his feet, then he can change the entire family.
Now to follow this story, we follow the chapai. They make their way to the midday meal at a middle school on the outskirts of Jaipur. School meals feature in many places around the world, but this is part of the largest meal program on the planet.
This is a very favorite time.
The principal here tells me she's relieved the foundation has taken over the program. She says she's taught in other schools where government-subsidized meals prepared and served at school actually made the kids sick. Food preparation is a persistent problem. Here, the students get balanced and healthy nourishment from the midday meal, draws them into schools and keeps them here year after year.
When their food needs are not met, they can't get a good education, and apart from that, they will not be able to fulfill their dreams.
Kushi is one of those dreamers. Her name means happiness in Hindi, and she wants to be a policewoman someday. She takes us to meet her family, and we ask her mom what the meal program means for her kids. Times are tough, she says. There hasn't been steady work for the family in months. A full meal for Kushi and her two siblings at school meets more than basic needs. It keeps them in school and keeps their dreams alive.
I want them to get ahead in life through their education. When they move ahead in life, they'll be able to make something of themselves and be able to stand on their own 2 feet.
Just like the students, the Akshaya Patra Foundation has dreams to expand their midday meal service to more than 30 million school children in the next several years. Imagine what it's like to try and focus in school if you're preoccupied by gnawing hunger. This program ensures that even if kids start school on an empty stomach, they never have to leave that way.
India is now housing 600 offshore development centers for 78 countries. We have several major IT centers around the country, growing infrastructure, and continually increasing R&D strength.
We need a cost-effective but secure...
India, it's all here, tried and tested. Favorable government policies, developed infrastructure, and a skilled workforce.
We need to partner India.
The stars are shining bright on CNN. Join Don Lemon and Michaela Pereira live from the red carpet for Hollywood's biggest night.
got my magic star microphone right here.
I think if you're going to be on a red carpet, you might as well pop.
Then after the awards, Don Lemon and Aisha Sasay will be live with all the reactions to the night's biggest moments. Hollywood's biggest night, Monday on CNN.
Young souls and their deeply personal journey of faith. Okay, so it was no accident. We planned it this way. We arrive in Amritsar in the heart of Punjab in northern India as spirits soar and excitement builds on rooftops. The kite running, so joyful and impressive, is just a fleeting, festive hint of the celebration that will soon begin. This is the spiritual seat of the Sikh faith, and the children are heralding one of its most important holidays, the birthday of Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th Guru of the Sikh religion. The energy is intense, infused with the passion so many kids here have for their faith and its centuries-old traditions.
This is the excitement you promised me.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy right now.
Right, it's just the beginning here.
Navratri is my patient go-to guide for all things Sikh. Thronged by the excitement, we are steps from entering the Golden Temple, Sikhism's most sacred place of worship.
We have to go in barefoot and we need to cover our head so that when you go inside, you have the psyche of respecting someone. We need to wash our feet here.
Okay. Wow, Navreet, this is spectacular.
Now, hold that thought. Don't worry, we're coming back here. But Mom's calling. Navreet's mom in the Central Khalsa Orphanage.
I would say I'm a mother to these kids.
More than 300 boys who, for many and varied reasons, have been abandoned by their families and accepted into the Sikh faith.
When we teach them about our history, when they learn about the sacrifices that went into the making of the religion, those inspiring stories, I think it adds to the strength of their character.
That strength of character is expected to flourish from the main tenets of Sikhism. The most profoundly valuable for these boys, absolute equality among all. Here, they are not held back by caste, the Indian class system so thoroughly rejected by the Sikh faith.
At the end of the day, one has to have faith and believe in something, and that something we teach them is God.
13-year-old Kirpal Singh has been here for 3 years. Shy and soft-spoken, it was tough to get more insight into how he feels about life here. But he was passionate when he spoke of his faith and the peace it brings him.
If we live as brothers here, no one can break that friendship. And if we live like this, no one can tear us apart. That's the way I feel.
Many of these boys come here knowing little about the Sikh religion. Now they embody its ideals inside and out. All have grown their hair and wear turbans, a practice adopted centuries ago as an article of faith. Outside these walls, these boys will eventually face youthful pressure to abandon the faith's orthodoxy.
But it takes courage to withstand that, doesn't it?
It does.
Especially if you're 12, 13.
There's no doubt about it. But that is where religion plays an important part. Well, unless you take pride in your own history, unless you take pride in your own culture, you cannot take it forward.
take it forward. And so we're back at the Golden Temple. With its glittering domes and expansive architecture, it embodies a key tenet of the Sikh faith. It is open to all faiths. It is no token gesture, and you're about to find out why. Within the Golden Temple, Sikhs have enshrined the concept of paying it forward with the langar, the largest free community kitchen in the world. What does that mean? Literally, anyone, anytime, 24/7 can get a meal for free. Anybody, anytime. Dishes are washed, potatoes are peeled, carrots are chopped, pots are stirred, and of course, mouths are fed. Up to 100,000 served each day.
To chapatis, to serving, to cleaning, everything is voluntarily based. And we've never been short of volunteers here.
Those volunteers dishing and serving, like those eating, are of all faiths. Many are Hindu, India's majority faith.
The next person sitting to you might be a peasant, might be a king.
It is a breathtaking sight, and it can't help but put a smile on your face. The sheer audacity of it. We're now back in the inner sanctum where prayer and contemplation take center stage. While the young here seem to feel the excitement and occasion of it, I wonder if they can yet take the measure of what religion will mean to them growing up.
They seem very reverent when they're here and solemn, but they also seem incredibly happy and festive.
It is what you come here and achieve. What I come here and get is totally different from what a fellow Sikh brother would get.
As religion continues to guide India's young through what will surely be some challenging times, key tenets of the Sikh faith, inclusion, equality, pluralism, seem well placed to find enduring relevance with its youngest worshippers.
So, tell me about automotive in India.
What do you want to know? It's a key pillar in the global market now. We have an advantage in design and engineering skills. We maximize output with minimum input, using humans and mechanics.
Okay.
There are now over 3,000 factories producing automotive parts across India. Why not make your product in a country where complicated just became a whole lot easier?
That river there, that's where he says the ISIS positions are. His mother still doesn't know where he is. There are still areas within this that are booby-trapped.
CNN Money, your new destination for business news. On TV, online, on the go. When you need it, where you want it. CNN Money.
Step by step, headed to his field of dreams. On a dusty field in the heart of New Delhi, young boys are trying to measure up to the aspirations of a nation. From the bowlers and the specialist batsmen to the seeming all-rounders, all of India seems to be in search of not just the country's next great cricketer, oh no, a whole awe-inspiring national team of cricket champions.
Cross finger like that.
His fingers may be crossed, but Raju Sharma isn't about to leave it to chance. This devout coach runs the Sewag Cricket Academy with the faith and reverence of a spiritual leader, and for good reason.
Because cricket's in religions in India.
It's a religion in India.
Yes.
You don't have to tell me that.
Why everyone want to play cricket? Because it has so many role models.
And many are pinning their hopes on the growing academy system here, nurturing players at a young age with high-level coaching and facilities.
You learn every day new things?
Yes. There are bats and balls here older than Rohan, but he is so keen.
His name is Rahul and he is a very good player.
8-year-old Shrinensh could barely take his eyes off the ball long enough to talk to us, but he is already learning the secret of champions.
The batsman is overconfident.
You want to smash their confidence?
Yes.
Then there's the other Rohan.
I've improved my bowling. I've improved my spin.
And he knows what he wants.
At what kind of level do you want to play?
International level.
No, he can't live without cricket. He can't live.
His mother tells us the academy has harnessed his dreams like no other system could.
Because of his passion, he's crazy about his passion.
It is that passion that Coach Raju doesn't want to waste. He was a pro player in England for 6 years, the Indian national team just out of reach. He says an academy like this would have made all the difference. So he wants us back in a decade or so, promising some of India's cricketing gods will come from these grounds. How the art of movement can inspire a generation. It can be a downright dizzying place. Kolkata has a vibe all its own, and the rhythm that is the lifeblood here seems to harness an artistic legacy, lavishing the world with an impressive endowment of art and culture. The more we learned, the more we were intrigued. How could we not come? We listened, we watched, and then we understood. More than anything, we felt the emotion that inspires a special brand of Indian dance. The Shankar technique, fluid, graceful, each movement composed as if to touch the spirit. Tanushree Shankar is its passionate champion.
Our body is just like an instrument. So if we train the body in a fashion where the body can, take in any other form of dance.
These are commanding performances, and while modern, they are profoundly influenced by Indian dance. That's something that can be tough to explain to those whose cultural reference point is Bollywood.
Whenever I've gone to do a workshop, they would say, "What are you going to do a workshop? You're going to do Bollywood?" I said, "No, I won't be doing Bollywood, but just try and see whether you like this or not." And then they start thinking, "Oh my God, this is something very different."
Like these children, Tanushree herself was once a young student. She met her late husband, learning these very steps from his parents. What so drives her is carrying on their legacy and inspiring a new generation. Weeknights and weekends, her dance academy is teeming with children, perfecting every move and loving it. Nilava Sen started dancing here 6 years ago at the age of 10.
Actually, it dance from heart.
It's a dance from your heart.
From my heart. I just want to dance because I feel wonderful in dance.
For the little ones, this dance combines the modern energy they so love with the Indian identity their parents so want to preserve.
Do you worry sometimes that the finer arts in India will be left behind?
Yes and no. Yes, because if a child wants to take up dance as a profession, they will not encourage them in the first place. If you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, I'm a dancer. So that dignity has to be brought in by the dancer, him or herself.
The Shankar technique has played to audiences all over the world, as its influence extends throughout India and beyond. Tanushree Shankar's dream is that it helps break cultural barriers not just outside of India, but within. To see India through the eyes of its youth was like a voyage in a time machine. You can peer into their future lives and see great promise. India feels like a place in perpetual motion, and the tender dreams of its next generation are already shaping this country as never before.